Clever, senze izinto zabantu abadala ne. Ebonakala ba uzaba nguloxolisa nguye ngoku.
Her aunt also walked us through the streets where Xolisa would sell fish just to pay for her school fees. She was also always on her toes, just thinking on how to make ends meet.
Yayingumntana ke okhutheleyo othanda ukwenza ifish, ethengisa, esenza ezo zinto zinjalo before abheke esikolweni.
She tried to end the cycle of poverty when she became a teacher and opened a supermarket.
And then I sold my supermarket. When I sold my supermarket, I also resigned from teaching. Let me tell you when I resigned from teaching. When I resigned from teaching, because each and every morning when I go to work, I would cry. I didn't want to go to teach. And I wouldn't go to work and kids will strike, and because I'm not going to work, it was depressing me to go to teaching. And then to my school. And then I resigned. When I resigned, I realized, what am I going to do now? I don't have work. I don't have anything to do.
With 5 years experience in teaching, 4 years running a supermarket, and now nothing to do, Xolisa's interest in selling property developed, but the trick was she had no experience. Letting go of the old brought light to the new. Xolisa's love for property sparked when she was shopping for her own house. No job and all the time on her hands, she saw a niche that no one had paid attention to.
Then I had no job. I was sitting at home and my husband was ready for us to buy a house in town because my firstborn was going to start in Selborne. So we were looking for a property. Then I was looking for property in here and I realized, there are no black estate agents. And I think I like this. I mean, I go to each and every house. I see different houses and I make appointments and I go on appointment and all houses are unique. I felt the love and I realized, where are the black estate agents? That's how I got into the real estate.
I'm nervous.
It's okay to be nervous on your first day, but you'll make lots of friends, and I'll be here when you get back. With iWise Life Insurance, I provide for my family.
Get 1 million Rand cover from just 189 Rand per month with iWise Life Insurance. For a quote, SMS Live to 48853.
Welcome back to the show. After leaving teaching to start a career in property, although without any experience, Xolisa's determination forced people to acknowledge her work. Xolisa Tini Properties is now a trademark in the Eastern Cape region and throughout South Africa. She takes us through some of the challenges. Let's take a look.
Going into the field without any knowledge or expectation, but only zeal and hard work, Xolisa was not going to let anyone convince her to back down.
Then I wanted to get to real estate. I sat down literally. I took the list of all estate agencies in East London. We're already now living in town. We're living in our house in Beacon Bay. And I'm not working. So I took the whole list, put on the desk. I called each and every estate agency. I mean, literally each and every estate agency. None would employ me. One called me because I did not have experience. They said, no, we can't, we're not employing anyone else. besides you don't even have experience. One called me they didn't even call me for an interview anyway. One called me for an interview and I went, and when I went to that interview they said, yeah, we can take you, but we want you to only work in Mdantsane. I said, no. I mean, my network is bigger than Mdantsane. Yes, I'd love to work in Mdantsane, but I don't want to be limited to work in Mdantsane. And they said, well, then if you can't do that, then we can't take you. I said, no, you better not take me, because I don't want to be employed under those conditions. And I didn't go. The second one who called me for an interview, it was a partnership as well. And then there was one director, the others were not, but he called me for an interview. I went for an interview, and then he took me in. He showed me where I was going to sit. It was a corner desk. And the partners, when they came, he was in trouble. Why did he employ me? Why didn't he check with them first? I was like isolated in this environment. When they do things, I'll be excluded. In actual fact, I keep reminding them today, and they laugh at me. They say, no, we made you strong. When they go and view houses, I won't be allowed. I'll be allowed to find my own houses. Yeah, I said, I was only there for a week. I said, no, I'm not going to last here.
Resisting the no's and searching for the yes, she continued to look.
I said, Xoliso, I want to be honest with you. Even my estate agency won't take you because you don't have experience. And let me advise you, go to Remax. Remax, you've got to be financially sound to work for them because you pay for everything. You'll pay for your desk, you'll pay for, and she counted all the things I'll have, for marketing, for whatever. I said, all I need is to get in and have experience. She gave me the numbers of the principal, and I called the principal, and she was overseas. When she came back, I called again. She says, okay, come. And I went in, and I did my magic. I made sure that this day I must be employed here. And the first question she asked was, can you afford? I said, yes. My husband is working. I can afford. And then she allowed me in. Look, I made a mark there. I was the top agent there. I was the most selling agent. I was learning everything. I'll be reading about real estate. I'll be attending conferences. I'll be in Joburg, PE, knowing everything about real estate. I told myself I was going to be there for 2 years. The experience I received, very soon my name became the brand name. And everyone now was starting to say, if you want to sell your property, give it to Xoliso. And now the agencies who were not employing me were starting to look for an agent like Xoliso. We want somebody like Xoliso.
Now a qualified agent with experience and a lot of happy clients, she had a bigger vision to open up her very own real estate company.
And then I left Remax and I told them, look, I want to tell her, I said, look, I want to resign. I want to start my own estate agency. I think she didn't have faith in me that I can make it on my own, because she said, no, but why are you going? Because you know what? But she said, we don't think it's going to work. Yeah, she did something like that. Yeah, it's not going to work. I said, no, that's fine. Let me do that. And then I went. I remember my advert was this small. It was my face and one house. And then I said, my write-up was saying, a new kid is now born to change the industry. I think it was saying like that. I didn't know how to use that computer, how to do my adverts, how to do anything. And then I was just running around asking who can help me put up my adverts, send it to the Daily Dispatch and all that. But from that day, I never looked back. That's how Xoliso Properties was started. I started working from home.
The inevitable hurdles that came her way didn't deter her.
Sometimes I'll go and do my show houses and put up my boards in the morning. By the time the show house time starts, my boards will either be down or facing the wrong direction. But I had to be assertive and make sure that nobody takes me for granted. I've got a strong personality. So very soon everybody got to respect me in the industry.
Xoliso Properties was there and quickly grew.
Now we have Xoliswatini group of companies. We have Xoliswatini Properties, we've got Xoliswatini Financial Services, we've got Xoliswatini Facilities Management, we've got Xoliswatini Training Academy. All these things, if you look into this, all are property related.
Her husband was her pillar of strength throughout. Walking through every step of the journey with her, Mr. Tini says it wasn't all smooth, but it was all worth it. The journey of being the first black woman in the Western Cape region to start and successfully run her own property company wasn't easy, but made an impression for Xoliswatini Properties to be the household name.
I would either be the second person thought of. To me, it was an advantage. I'll tell you why it was an advantage. I would approach somebody and give valuation and ask to sell the property, and they would say, yeah, you know what, a friend of mine, we're together at school and our children play together, therefore I'd rather give it to them first. And then so I'll always be the second thought of. So I wouldn't get, even today, but if you look into the real estate, who are the sellers? The white people are the sellers. They own property, so they sell property. So my challenge was to make people have confidence in me and my brand.
Here's a minister who says, I'm working on some sort of plan.
There's no way that we can agree to pay workers less wages. There's no way we can agree to domestic workers being paid less than what they currently get. We can't agree to farm workers being paid even lower than the slave wages they earn right now.
What is the role of lawyers in the fight against corruption in the country?
We've seen lawyers who knowingly that this client or who would have a reasonable apprehension that my client could be paying me from proceeds of the crime. I think it's about time that we legislation somehow considers how to discourage that type of conduct by lawyers themselves.
Where are the gaps as a person who has thoroughly interrogated the 4IR space and how it will have impacts on the country?
One of the unfortunate consequence of the fourth industrial revolution is the possibility of increase in inequality.
The SABC News mobile app is your one-stop digital portal to all the news you need. Stay connected with the latest in breaking news. Watch the SABC News channel along with clips and live streams of all the big news events. And listen to all the SABC News radio stations live, including podcasts and much more. Simply download the SABC News app to your Android or iOS device from either the Play Store or the App Store. SABC News, independent, impartial.
Welcome back. This is the last leg of the show. Xoliswatini has made a mark for herself in the property space. Being black and female made her push more harder to open up the space for other black females in the industry. She invited Stories Untold to go see some of the show houses and even celebrate some of her accolades. Let's take a look.
2 decades later, when you mention Xoliswatini in East London, you'll be directed to her properties. Her boards are not only showing a for sale sign, but also a paradigm shift that anyone can be what they dream to be.
Look, when my first year in real estate, I knew I was going to run it long. I remember I visited my sister in Johannesburg. She reminds me even today. She was fetching me from the airport, and I said to her, one day Xoliswatini Properties boards will be around Johannesburg. That was the first year. When I opened my brand, I had one thing in mind. I didn't want our people to struggle to get into the industry. Secondly, I wanted to create a great awareness about the real estate.
5 years later, Xoliswatini Academy followed suit.
The real thing. What do you do when you take somebody to view a property? Number one, you must realize when you have a client, a buyer, the buyer take the cue from you. Our training academy, one, is not only on Xoliswatini, but we get other people from other estate agencies. So the training academy operates this because the real estate is a qualification. You need to get a qualification to be a full status estate agent, which is good because it teaches you the legalities, everything about real estate. But the advantage about Xoliswatini Properties, we have a work environment where when we train agents, we also put them in our work environment. Not only that, we do a proper soft skills training. We train them how to negotiate. We train them how to prospect. We mentor, we assign each and every agent in our stable, we assign them mentors. We make sure our mentors know within 6 months this person must be earning money. For example, you sell a house of $1 million, for argument's sake, the commission is 50,000. It's your first income. You give the company 20%, 50% of that, and then you pay your PAYE, and the remainder is you. If you keep like that, it's unlimited. You sell a house of 10 million, the commission at 5%, it's 500,000. And then you give company with their share, you get your share. Which industry will ever give you that? It's not easy.
Her training academy is now open with anyone that has love and passion for property.
You finish in the most finished.
Noluvuyo Dikiso was the first group to join the team and is now a head agent.
I teach them how to operate as an estate agent. I take them for valuation, I facilitate their sales, and I monitor everything they do. I learned how to interact with clients, what to expect when you deal with different kinds of clients, how to manage everything in real estate.
She has drawn more than work ethics from her mentor.
She is a very passionate woman and she is very confident. That's where I get my confidence from.
Cebisa Ngonyama is one of the intern agents that is mentored by Xoliswa.
Exactly how the room looks like.
I am learning quite a lot. She is someone who's very dynamic, quite vivacious, and she is someone who wants us to be out of our shells. You know, you need to be a go-getter, you need to be a self-starter, you need to be able to just put aside any reservations and just do what needs to be done.
Abulele Kobese fresh from high school, and she already believes that she can start selling houses.
I started 4 weeks ago. It has been something that I've been interested in for the longest time, but I didn't think I would do it like this year. But I've learned a lot. I didn't know anything about property. I was just interested in real estate, but now I've learned the forms that you need to fill in, what you need when you have to buy a house, documents that you have to put in. So I've learned quite a lot.
Gino moved from hospitality to join the academy.
The way the information that we got from Mama Xoliswa, that actually inspired me, you know, because I actually for long I wanted to do that, but I saw it's for actually white people to do. But then the information that I got from her, and then it inspired me, and I went home and I keep on thinking that I can do it. If she did it, I can do it too. And I saw young women who actually in the industry who made it.
More agents trained under the mentorship have gone to manage their own branches.
Every individual is born for a purpose. You have to dream. You don't have to limit yourself to anything. The only thing that's holding you, holding anyone from anything, is fear. I don't want to know what you think. It's what I think that's important. That's why I can approach you. I will only know what to think once I communicate with you. You will never know that if there's fishes on that river unless you put a rod on. But if you keep saying, oh, there are no fishes, and keep folding your arms, how will you know if there are fishes? You've got to act. So I think we have a potential. We have a God-given talent, gifts, as unique as we are in whatever level. We might not all be entrepreneurs, but we can all contribute positively and enhance our dreams and dream bigger.
Besides being compared to the Black Pam Golding, Xoliswa has made a mark for herself and plenty more to follow. And of course, Stories Untold got to see one of the lavish houses that she's currently selling.
Zet and I used to do a bit of business together. He had quite a big brick-making business in East London. And Zet actually asked me one day to please talk to his wife, Xoliswa. I told him I was interested in selling a few properties, so I did. I got in touch with Xoliswa, and she has been fantastic. Her knowledge of the property game is excellent. She's profiled the right customers. She's brought the right customers to my house, and I'm very confident, especially this place, that it's going to be sold soon with Xoliswa's help.
And this is how she'd like a story to be told.
Is showing them everything from dusty streets of Burgersdorp to where I am, from selling a fish in the dusty streets of Burgersdorp to go to a university. If I can tell you the university story where I went and I had no money, you would be surprised. But because I wanted to be there. To that level is to say to people that Xoliswa is not only here. Xoliswa is not only me, it's now the big brand that is there to educate the nation, that is there to see many people getting into the real estate, running their own real estate companies and making money out of that.
Wow, Xoliswa is definitely a force to be reckoned with. And remember, if you can dream it, you too can be it. From us here on Stories Untold, it's a goodbye for now.
My name is Sergeant Major Conaway. I choose yellow as a sign that I'm feeling opportunistic towards South Africa.
My name is Kasondorana and I'm from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. I came to South Africa in 2001. We're going to give the political landscape and system of South Africa green because we are still the best in the continent.
Out of these three, I choose red. Our government is under danger. Corruption, unemployment, youth unemployment, water crisis. We are in trouble.